Track breakdown. Hi, I'm dim.bolt. Today I'm going to show you the 5 steps that you can follow to make a drum and bass track like Subfocus, Metrik or Andromedik. And for that, we're going to dig a bit in my latest track that just came out, Rising. If you want to hear the full track, it's available right now in the description down below. Please listen to it so I can buy my next Tesla. And if you want to learn more about drum and bass or music production, subscribe to the channel. It would be really appreciated. Now, let's go. Okay, so first step is to find the original ID. Every track has like an ID, something that is the core of the track. So for example, in this track, it was the main melody that goes like this. So once I got that melody, I could start to build on the chord progression that goes with the bass. So once I got the melody and the main chord progression of the track, I think like 80% of the ID is there. That's when the next step comes in, the arrangement. So in the arrangement, you take the original ID and you just add up some other IDs. That's when you can start to make the track. So here we have the intro and you can see we have a bunch of pads and stuff. There's a wrist bass that comes in. And the pads, they come back in slowly with some filters. Here you can see this track has a lot of automation. I don't have much different elements, but if you use the same elements and add some filters, delay, reverb, you can use it in multiple stages of the track. So after the intro comes the build-up. So here I chopped the main melody that is filtered over time and added some drums. So I think what's important here is to have a balance between having a lot of energy that will lead to the drop, but also leaving some room for the drop to kick in nicely. So for the drop, we have, of course, the main melody that is filtered over time, so it keeps evolving. We also have an offbeat bass that you could call a donk. And we have some simple kick that I will explain later in the video. You can also add some ambience element like this brass. And of course some white noise to have that nice big impact. So once I got the first drop, I still wanted it to go from this to a drum and bass track. So how can I make it interesting? When the hi-hats come in, it starts to slowly evolve as a build-up. And now we just go in the drum and bass part. Now that we are in the drum and bass part, I want to have an evolution of the track. So in the techno 4 to the floor drop, you can see that the note never changes. It's actually always a F. But when you go in the drum and bass part, once I got all these ideas, you can start to make the second drop. So here I decided to have a more acid, really hard hitting drop. Here is just some rising melody. You see, this track is called Rising. And yes, that's pretty much it. So that's how you can make an arrangement. That's how you can develop your original ID. Add some more stuff, add some more melodies, add some more drums. Structure the track into intro, build up and drop. Once you've done all of this, just use some automation to make the track flow. And if some elements don't fit, that's when you go into the step 3, the sound design. So how I made this one is actually a few presets that I layered, I will never know how to say layered in my life, that I layered together one by one. It sounds like this. And all together it sounds like this. Let's look at the bass. So you can see that we always have multiple layers. So the main, like staccato bass, we have the donk and the sub. So for the sound design of the second drop, there is also some layers, some more lasers. We also have the drums. We have a hard-hitting kick, a splashy snare. For the hats, we have some loops, and the main hi-hat. I could go way more into details in how to mix the drums and choose the right snares. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know if I should do like a part 2 in how to make this type of drums for drum and bass. For the techno part, the more hard hitting part, I use a different kick. So it's 3 layers. There's this one, and this one. So you can hear there's one for the low, one for the mid, one for the highs. Then I think you're pretty much done with the sound design, and you can just fine-tune the things and your ideas in the mixing. So as for the mixing, I try to be organized in groups. So here you can see there is not some crazy things in the mixer. Why? Because I've made already 80% of the work with the previous steps that I told you. A lot part of the process of mixing is just adjusting the volumes. You should always adjust the volume of something before putting an effect on it. But sometimes you're just gonna say,
yeah, the sound is not good. I think it needs some compression.
And no, you just need to lower the volume a little bit and bam, it's done. This is mostly EQs to remove or add some elements. For the bass, we have some heavy sidechain. It's important to have a sidechain to have the kick and the snare to poke through the mix. So here you can hear the level ducks when the kick and the snare plays. If I remove the sidechain, with the sidechain, then we have the synths. So for the main melody, I would recommend you to have it dry without reverb or delay and send it to a bus to add the reverb and the delay. No wizard stuff here. I'll use as much as I can stock plugins because they are usually lighter on the CPU. Then for the final touch of the track, I got some vocals indeed. So here we have a bunch of tracks for different harmonies and stuff that I made. I wanted to have the main vocal, have it really atmospheric, and also have a bunch of harmonics that will play in the background.
After thinking twice, I can retry. Don't wanna put the blame out on you, 'cause I'll keep on rising. I'll keep on rising.
Here you can see I have almost 10 harmonics elements that play with the track. So I took the original vocal and used the equivalent of Melodyne, which is Newton. So for example, here I made an harmony layer that is always the same note.
Telling me it's all been said and done.
And all of this goes into the same mixing channel. So I have a bunch of cleaning, things like de-esser, de-clicks, and then goes into the final full mixed vocals that is mostly EQ, saturation, compression, reverb a little bit, EQ, and sidechain, and EQ again. So that's it for the vocals. I could go more into detail in how I mix vocals for this track and how to mix vocals for this type of track. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in this type of video. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of my track. And if you liked it or if you learned a few things, please give it a thumbs up. It helps a lot with the algorithm and helps me make future videos. Don't forget to listen to the full track in the description down below. And if you want to see me breaking down another track of mine, you can watch this video right here. Bye bye.